brother Shane and his bag of props are going to look up.
Well, I'll tell you that to prepare a toast for my brother and Catherine is certainly something that I've thought quite a bit about, and then last week I realized you really got to do something. So please bear with me on this. But I teach public speaking where I come from, and I'm going to break all those rules. They're kind enough to give me a half hour to do this, so please bear with me. Just kidding. I know that all good public speeches are kind of like a woman's skirt. You got to keep them long enough to cover the important stuff, but short enough to keep them interesting. So, as I start to think about this, I thought there's a lot of words I want to say, and it's with only a half hour, I don't know how I'll do that. So, but if a picture is worth 1,000 words, that might help. And then I got to thinking I couldn't find a picture to do this, so I was looking through our childhood pictures because the ones I like the most aren't necessarily appropriate, and the ones that are the most humiliating involve me. So I employed my animal science and my home shop skills to do so. So I thought maybe I could build some props. If anybody's had a chance to get to know my brother and Catherine, I'm sure you've been truly blessed by this, but you've probably been frustrated a time or two. So I really felt that the best thing I could do is to build a survival kit for Catherine. Since I spent 28 years with Clint, and I remember the middle years the most, I thought of what could I provide her with for survival. And if you've ever been with Clint, you know that time is something that is very non-important. So, and you can tell Clint, and I've experienced this the last 2 days, my leadership role this weekend was timeliness, and even this weekend I pulled my hair out. So you can't get his attention, but I got to thinking alarm clocks don't do it, so I thought I could build my own alarm clock to do better for Catherine. So Clint, please come here. So part of my curriculum I teach involves electricity, but I also teach people time management. Now to get his attention, Clint since he is human, I think he's like 82% water, 3% beer, so he's very highly conductive of electricity. So Catherine, here's all you need to know for the instructions. Take your 2 terminals, put them wherever you choose, up high, down low, but he will create a continuous circuit, and this is certainly built in there. Now, so the time is just set like an alarm. Okay? Now, sometimes because Clint is late is because he really likes to enjoy one of his favorite things, and that is beer or good crafted brews. You might have a beer with a friend or whatever. So just to try to speed things up, I installed a couple of beer holders so that he could have 1 or 2 by himself or 1 with a good friend on the way. So he's less likely to be late. So when he's leaving the home, please just install this. Just remember, up high, down, wherever. And Clint, you may need to save those in case if you do get the shock. So the next thing I got to thinking with this was, my brother's humiliated me a lot. So, and since he does get lost, Catherine, since he lives in North Carolina, we live in Idaho, I signed a piece of paper, it's called a wedding license, a marriage license. He is no longer our responsibility. So, one thing that often happens is he gets lost and he needs to get his way back home. So, I made some t-shirts. The first one, right here, Catherine, when there is something you're worried about him get lost for, here's the first t-shirt you put on him. If lost, call Mrs. Catherine Stevenson. Notice that is your phone number too. If they call Idaho, we will laugh and hang up. Now the next thing. Call my mom through FaceTime so we can laugh together. Now, the other thing is when out with Clint in social places and public gathering places you're often to be humiliated. The most effective way I've figured this out is to handle the situation is to go ahead and create excuses. But if you create excuses of why he's humiliating you, you have to tell 100 people or more. So just simply wear a shirt that explains it all. So the first one that I made you is, he is from Idaho. So that is one time that you wear that one. It might explain some humiliation. Another thing that often explains this, and I think the guys from University of Idaho might know more about this, but he also believes snow monkeys exist. Catherine, I need you to hold this one up.
Clint, you're not laughing.
This is why you wear bike helmets. My personal favorite, I'm using him for his brother. Now, but in all reality, as I created this, I was having a lot of fun. I tripped to Walmart to buy supplies, and looking at the people there, I just kind of realized it's not all that bad. I really got to thinking about this further and further, and as I created these, I really had a chance to stop and think, there is no need to create a survival kit for either of you. As we start to really think about these two, I think anybody that's touched or been known by these two, or that has had a chance to spend time with them, has probably really realized that they're great people and they have all the skills it takes to make things work. I think that they can certainly help themselves survive. Partly, in fact, because as I think about what are good people, both these people have those traits. And the thing that I'm really proud about both of them is that great people surround themselves with great people. And being on the other side of the country, I hear about the people that they've surrounded themselves with in North Carolina. I know the kind of people that they're surrounded with in Idaho. And they're surrounded with great people. And I think because of that, we are truly blessed to have them in our lives. And I have no doubt in my mind that they even need a survival kit. I think that with each other, that they have their own survival kits built in. So, but to really make things make sense, I thought I'd get them a matching t-shirt. And it's simply something that you can both hold up. We've been this crazy since August 11th, 2006. With all that being said, I would really like to thank you both for being great role models, great people for all of us to look up to. And I would like to have a toast. With you both. Here's to Clint and Catherine.